In a state where football is king, more than 1,200 teams have a shared destination on their minds. Arlington, Texas. Here, champions will be crowned.
From AT&T Stadium in Arlington, it's Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Welcome to day 2 of the UIL State Championships. I'm Greg Powers here with Matt Stepp, where we just watched Muenster shut out Shiner 28-0 to win the 2A Division II State Championship. What's your instant reaction to that, Matt?
An absolute virtuoso performance from the Muenster defense today. You come to the game and a lot of the media, self-included, had Shiner as the favorites. That last week they dominate Mount Enterprise, shut down the all-time leading rusher Kagan Ash, hold him out of the end zone. And you think they're coming in here against a banged-up Muenster team that's had some close playoff games throughout their run, thinking this is Shiner's time. It was a close game last year. We're thinking, okay, Shiner, it's their year. And Brady Carney's ball club comes out here and just puts on a defensive clinic, holding Shiner to, I believe they ended with 164 yards of offense on the afternoon, and just completely shut down what has been a pretty strong running offense.
No doubt about it, and I feel like things are right in Muenster when you have some Walter Scheid brothers out there dominating play, and there was a trio of them on the field today. Rhett Walter-Scheid taking home the defensive MVP in this one.
Yeah, he was the ringleader of that unit, but it was a team effort, to slow down Quincy Jones, Jarvis Williams, that really potent Shiner offense. They did a great job. They started forcing Shiner to throw the ball because the offensive line just could not block the front seven from Muenster. They were a great tackling team. They shed blocks well. They played assignment football. It was just a defensive clinic from Brady. And Brady Carney, his defensive staff, and those kids on the defensive side of the ball deserve all the credit because they put on a whale of a performance this afternoon.
And that defense really put a stamp on this game early, forcing a fumble. Brody Baggs, a sophomore linebacker, picking it up, setting the tempo out of the gates. But we'd be remiss not to talk about the career of Kason Carney, another offensive MVP award following this game. The man of efficiency, 9 out of 10 passing in this one.
Yeah, Kason Carney, being a coach's kid is tough, right? You got a lot of attention on you, and you've almost got to be twice as good as everyone else because everybody's in town is just going to say, oh, he's just starting because he's coach's kid. And there was some criticism of him as a freshman. I saw it on the message boards and things like that, and he never let that bother him. He comes out, leads Muenster to 2 state championships, directs and pilots that offense, was efficient with the football when throwing, a really good runner, just an operator of that Muenster offensive system. And they really had a great scheme today against a really good Shiner defense. Their scheme was elite. They got their guys in space, and they made plays.
And we got to talk about Garrett Hess. 3 touchdown receptions in this game, over 100 yards. A man of efficiency himself because I think he went for 107 on 4 catches.
Yeah. Great. Number one, he's a great blocker. He's versatile. He can put his hand on the ground and block. He can split out wide and make. I think he made a lot of his plays in the passing game split out as a wide receiver. Good hands, just a really good all-around football player. The kind of kids that Muenster has. Muenster doesn't have a ton of stars. They just have 11 really good football players, which is kind of rare for a 2A program.
Now, look. Shiner, they've got a lot of guys coming back from this year's team. Quincy Jones coming back, Jarvis Williams coming back, a lot of young playmakers on this team. But there are going to be some changes in Shiner because as I hear rumors going around with the enrollment numbers, I guess it's not rumors anymore, it's official.
Yeah.
They're going up a classification.
Well, actually, here's the interesting thing about this game. Both these teams are heading up to 2A Division I. Muenster, 4.5 students above the cut line, so they'll be going to a Division I along with Shiner. So when Realignment comes out in February, it's going to be a whole new look in 2A Division II, and it's going to be a new look in 2A Division I because you just add in 2 powerhouses in Muenster and Shiner into the 2A Division I ranks. So it's going to be a whole new look in 2A. Shiner and Muenster will both be very, very competitive in 2A Division I. I wouldn't be surprised to see one of them back here at AT&T Stadium in the next couple of years just because of what they bring to the table.
Well, that's 3 state titles now for Muenster. They're slowly climbing that ladder, getting into the elites of the elites when you're talking about state champion wins. But we got another great game coming back after this. We'll preview at Grandview and Yoakum after you hear from our friends at the Arlington Sports Commission.
In a state where football is king, more than 1,200 teams have one thing on their minds. The routes may differ, but the destination is shared. Arlington, Texas, the cathedral of Texas high school football. Here, champions will be crowned.
Victory Plus is Grandview versus Yoakum. Our editor-in-chief, Greg Tepper, will be on the call for that game. You definitely check that out.
Our fearless leader.
Yeah, our fearless leader. Now you're starting to get into these games where I get really excited, right? You're getting some big-time recruits on the field, and I'm going to start with Yoakum because they've got a 4-star, Xavier Barnett, who plays on both sides of the ball. He's going to be headed to SMU to play his college football. I'm really excited to see this guy.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in person yet. I've seen some tape on him. Very impressive physical specimen. SMU going down to South Texas and getting a steal. Can't wait to watch Xavier Barnett play. And then we got to talk about Yoakum freshman running back Jamarcus Robinson, 24 touchdowns rushing as a freshman. I know you've seen a little tape on him. What do you think of him?
Well, he was in our top 50 for 2020, the class of 2029. I'm extremely excited to see him because he's gotten better down the stretch. You know, he started off, he's always been good, but each and every playoff game, he's really come into his own, and he believes he's going to be a big-time recruit, and we're seeing it on the tape now as well. But got to talk about Jace Morales if you're talking about Yoakum too.
Speedy guy.
Yeah, speedy guy, Mr.
Speed.
Do-It-All. But Grandview's going to combat that with like a blue-collar, hard-knocks football team, and Blue Hubbard, 6'2", 220-pound linebacker. He brings it every play.
He's a great guy to watch. I know he's picked up a couple of offers recently. I know Tarleton State, big-time FCS offer for Blue Hubbard. Excited to watch him play linebacker. He can flip over to the offensive side. And when you're at Grandview and you've got a Yench playing, you've got a chance. We remember Dane Yench, who led Grandview to back-to-back state championships in 2018 and 2019. He's now a coach, and his freshman little brother, Briggs Yench, the Swiss Army knife, playing for Grandview. So you've got 3 Yenches out there. Their dad is a coach on the staff. Dane is on the staff, and now younger brother Briggs, the freshman Swiss Army knife for Grandview. Ryan Ebner's got state title experience. He's got a state title as a head coach. This is going to be a great ball game and a fascinating watch.
Yeah, I think it's really 2 different styles of play coming into this one. I'm pretty excited to see that wing gun offense of Yoakum, but the hard knocks, blue-collar defense of Grandview is going to have to step up to be able to hold them out of the end zone and put up enough points on the board themselves to be able to pull this one off. It's going to be a great 3A Division I championship game, in my opinion.
I agree. You know, Grandview, you mentioned their defense. The last 2 weeks, they've allowed only 33 points against Pottsboro and Peaster. So the Grandview defense, if they can hold the speed of Yoakum in check, I think they've got a shot to pull. I think Yoakum comes into this game. By most statewide experts, it's probably the favorite in this game. But Grandview's defense, if the Zebras come to play, they can pull the upset for sure.
That's why he's the best in the business. That's Matt Stepp bringing you all the hard-hitting info from right here inside of AT&T Stadium. I'm Greg Powers. Keep it locked right here on TexasFootball.com for all of the state championship coverage at UIL State.